today we are going to make a snowflake out of toilet paper or paper towel rolls. Okay, so here are the supplies we're going to need. You're going to need either a paper towel roll, 1 or 2, or you can use toilet paper rolls and you'll need about 4 or 5, depending on how big you want your snowflake to be. You're going to need some regular Elmer's glue. It can be clear or white. You're going to need some glitter, depending on what color you want to make your snowflake. You're going to need some paint. If your toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls are a brown color, you might want to paint it. You don't have to, and you don't have to use white. You can use whatever color you want. And you're going to need some string. I'm actually going to be using some dental floss, which will work as well. You're going to need a pen or pencil, a ruler, scissors, hot glue, and then don't forget your paintbrush. You're also going to need a plate, and this is whatever plate you decide to use will probably be about how big your snowflake is going to be. And then you're going to want some sort of centerpiece. So I have a bead. It's just a little crystal bead, and that's what I'm going to use. But you can use anything. You could use a button, you could use some sort of gem from maybe an old piece of jewelry that's broken, whatever you want to use. You can get creative with your snowflake, and it doesn't have to be your standard white snowflake or silver snowflake, but you can stick with that if you want. So the first thing we're going to do is actually paint our cardboard. Now, if you don't want to paint your cardboard, you don't have to do this part, but you can paint it whatever color you want, and then we're going to let it dry for a little while. And this is just because personally I would like a white snowflake. Now, after your paint is dried, if you choose to paint it, you're going to, whichever type of roll you decide to use, you're going to squish it so it folds in half, and then you're going to cut each piece about 1/2 inch wide. And then I'm going to cut on that line. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be straight enough. And you would do that with the toilet paper rolls or the paper towel roll. And you can do a mix of each, which is what I'm going to be doing. Just make sure that you keep the paper towel rolls together and the toilet paper rolls that you've cut together, so you know which is which, because they might be slightly different. Alright, so then you're going to make your design. You can do whatever you want, and once you've created your design, you can cut more or less as rolls as you need them. Then you're going to kind of take it apart just a little bit, keeping in mind what you have decided that you wanted to do. And then you're going to start gluing together. So I started with my base, which was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to start by gluing those together with my hot glue. Then I'm going to add on. So you can change up your design at this point if you want. So you have an idea of how you want to kind of create your design, and then you can add on from there. So here I think I'm going to change it from what I had and add these to the center. Like that. All right, so I like that. I'm going to glue it, and you're going to continue with this pattern, design and glue, until you are satisfied with your snowflake. Okay, now I have my snowflake kind of where I want it. I want to make sure that the glue is nice and dried, and then I'm going to move on to the next step. So here's my next step. I'm going to dip my snowflake in glue. So this is where I'm going to fill my plate up with glue. And you can mix the glitter in at this point if you wanted to or not. So you just want to make sure that the sides all get glue on them. Now you can glitter one side or you can glitter both sides. I'm going to do one. I would make sure that one side is nice and dry before you move on to the second side. So now I'm going to stick my glitter or sprinkle my glitter all over my glue, my wet glue. Now I'm going to go with blue. I think you can do whatever color you want, but I'm going to go with blue. And I'm just going to sprinkle it all over. And you can add more glue so it sticks better or less glue. And now that I have my glue mixed in on the other side, I'm going to use that to sprinkle glitter on the other side as well. And you can add as much glue and glitter as you want until you are happy with your snowflake. So after your snowflake is nice and dry, you're going to attach whatever string you choose to use. Now I just have a little bitty piece here, that's all, I ran out. And I'm just going to, you can either tie, you can poke a hole and tie it straight through one of your tips, or you can just tie it around. And depending on where you're going to hang it, you can figure out how long you want it to be or how short you want your string to be. Now if you have all white toilet paper rolls, sometimes that looks a little bit better because then it'd be white on the inside as well. Now the last thing, if you have your jewel, is you can get 2 jewels and do one on each side, or if you only have one, that's fine as well. You're just going to glue your jewel to the center. And voila, you are done. And you can make yours bigger or not, just make sure that you keep in mind that you're going to have to put glue on all the edges and glitter. Unless you just decide that you want to paint it or color it. All right, enjoy.